have the preach experience.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand.
Seems the engineers, yeah.
Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Ala Mhigo without fear of weakening her own borders. Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
Shit, dude. Ozaslaw tech, man. It's pretty fucking awesome. It better work. It's not gonna work.
Node 1 is operational. Nodes 2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
Cool, man.
1,000 yards. 2,000. 3,000. Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
It never works on the first try. There's just no way. And
4,000. 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yards. We've done it.
they can still fly over that. It's not a dome. It's a wall. Is this the real test right here? Is this person
imperial airship
gonna crash into our new wall?
Timing.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alize. They can test our new wall for us.
No, jeez. Smash. We gotta run right into it. Or can they break through it? Nope.
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
It's like a fly running into a like a bug zapper almost. That'd be nice. Who is this person? Oh no, it's Alphinaud. The fuck? What happened to him?
By the gods, it's Alphinaud. What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
Lower the barrier!
It won't work a second time, we'll just say that. What's up, man? Stopping by before I start the stream up again for a little. Sweet dude, how are you? We're getting into the nitty-gritty of the MSQ right now.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
Oh yeah, he had a headache.
No, not him too.
Seems like we keep dropping like flies.
And found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem.
Well.
It is a day for fated reunions.
Do these guys know each other?
Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
Oh, you're talking to me. I see. Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. Oh, what do I say? Is this Gaius van Baelsar? Is it?
Aye. Gaius van Baelsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished.
Oh shit, is he the first emperor? The first guy that I fought? Gaius is a well, he looks like a fucking major character. But yeah, this is the first emperor, right?
Stand down. The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum. I am no more than Gaius Baelsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
One that you could potentially pick up at any time, right? You're still alive, technically.
There's no way you could have survived.
This is actually pretty
Do you
fucking
remember
cool.
how it unfolded?
There was a massive explosion, I think. It's been a while.
How I was deceived by Lahabrea? How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima Weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea? The Ascian used me, as he used so many others, all to further the restoration of his wretched god.
Who is his
Yet
god?
even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment at least. A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians.
I think so. Not sure who he is. I just remember the name. Oh, it's going to explain. Gaius was a general leading the invasion of Eorzea, but not the emperor. Oh, really? I thought it was Emperor Gaius van Baelsar. I thought he was the emperor. By the way, Taya, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you popping in. And then he had all of his other fucking soldier dudes around him. And yeah, I didn't realize he was just a general. I want to confirm that. Legatus Legionis.
Has shed his pelt.
Basically Latin, Roman.
Never to return
talk
to
for
Garlean
Okay,
or
cool.
Legions. I live now only to exact revenge.
Well, that clarifies some things then.
My principal quarry was to be Lahabrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion.
I did your job for you, bro. But I mean, it seems like you've been busy
But
too.
so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword.
He's looking a little steampunk with the eyeglass. It's that I-400 level gear, man. I look a pimp. And it matches my white streaked hair. Well, the Pope killed Lahabrea. That's right.
Are the Scions not of like mind?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired. Among the Ascians, the black-masked ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know.
Mm-hmm.
Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Nabriales, who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones, belonged to the former group, and while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the source.
Which is the white?
The first was Lahabrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emmet Selk, about whom little is known.
So it is the Emmet Selk below the white, or more powerful than the white? I need to redo the story. I played majority of it around the time I got sick about a year ago and lost a lot of my memory. Be so cool to experience it sort of for the first time again. Yeah, man. So you got to do that that new game plus, I guess. Ernest is one of my favorite characters. Or Emmet is one of your favorite characters. This guy? And then... Oh, no, wait. The white-robed Elidibus. So this is Elidibus, Lahabrea, and Emmet. Verisos Galvus is the emperor since A Realm Reborn.
This Emmet Selk is new to us.
We have files of Lahabrea and Elidibus, but I believe the Emmet Selch is new to us. Yeah, so we know nothing about this guy.
As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Ascian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light. Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance, and I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Ascians, he is one of our primary targets.
Okay. So me as the Warrior of Light have totally fucked up and...
It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention.
I think Emmet is coming up, yeah, but I love him. Without spoiling anything, of course, just saying I liked his character very much. Oh yeah, you're not really spoiling anything for me. You are fine, bro. I'm using my points. I don't know, man. I don't know how many points you have. You better be careful with how much you spend.
They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Oh yeah, shouldn't be a thing.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours.
It does make warfare kind of easy.
Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Ala Mhigo, do you?
I would.
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility and destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch.
How convenient. This kind of reminds me of when Oriange gave me that staff or whatever. What part of the fucking thing was this for? But he gave me basically the weapon to deal with the butcher. And that's kind of what this guy's done for me. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, that weapon is not really a threat no more. And they're not going to be able to make any more for a very long time, if at all. Thanks, dude. Appreciate all the help that you've given me.
Regardless, I would draw your attention.
Catch you later, bud. See you on the next one.
Records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zenos Galvus.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
It is. 'Tis bad comedy indeed.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of elegant design. Cloning technology, we realized.
What the
and
fuck?
What should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
Shit, dude. So when one dies, does the consciousness automatically traverse to the next body?
All of which prompts the question, were the Ascians responsible for these abominations, or was it the will of the Emperor?
Or was it both?
I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlean, and I will fight for the future of my homeland.
See, I feel like we could be friends if there was more people like this to deal with.
It is time I return to the hunting of shadows. We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, It's not my decision to make.
Just because I have a hard time with the names. Solus was the one that was in the cloning chambers, correct? And if that's the case, he is an Ascian, and he is basically immortal. But his motives confuse me because they don't want icons to be a thing. That was the Empire's whole drive, was to get rid of icons. That's why they used the technology. But they also want to create balance. And in that, by me doing what I've been doing, I've been fucking that up because I've been putting more to the light side than the dark. Then there's the time fucking thing where I'm fighting the Warriors of Darkness. And they're not truly bad because there's got to be balance. And right now, all I can tell is the main motive of the Ascians is to maintain balance. So they're not really trying to destroy shit. They're just trying to maintain the fucking light and dark shit. I don't know. There must be something I'm missing here. Unless the Ascians are just trying to fight for darkness, but that one Emperor guy already said that he wanted to create a balance. And with that, I guess he ensues chaos, it causes a calamity, and yeah. I think you're missing critical information. I feel like I'm missing critical information. I'm not entirely sure what that is, though. I didn't miss anything, so I'm correct in what I'm thinking. Like the things that I know are correct, but how it lays out for the primary goal of the Empire and the Ascians is what I'm not sure of right now. I know a huge part of it is revealed later, so you can but out a hypothesis. Confusion is the correct response. I just want to make sure that I'm thinking in the right direction and not just shooting shit out of my ass going, oh yeah, this is a thought and that's a thought. I mean, I like to brainstorm and hypothesize about, because that's what makes a good story, right? Is if you start questioning what the story is giving you, and then you come up with your own kind of outcomes or possibilities, I suppose. But as of this point, I want to make sure that my information is correct. So when it comes to the Empire doesn't want icons. I have no idea how that affects everything, other than the fact that they should not be used. So they have technology to deal with the icons. They don't want icons. Man governments never lie, do they? Man governments. That is true. Like, yeah. But that was the initial focus of the Empire for, like, ever. If that still holds true, or if that's just a front, it makes total sense, right? And then from there, we found out that the Empire is being ruled by an Ascian. This Ascian wants to create a balance. And with that balance being disrupted because of me, there needs to be another calamity. Ascians been coaching the beast tribes to summon. Well, absolutely, because they've been popping up in the cinematics. They're always like sitting on the cave cliff somewhere, staring down at the rest of the group, right? Or even when it came to Bahamut, they were there when that calamity was happening. I'm just trying to understand this story as best as I can without fucking it up in my own head, because it is pretty freaking confusing if you don't keep track of the details. Like, when it comes to names, I lose track of people's names so freaking easily. Ascians have been doing a lot of things, some of them contradicting more than that would be in spoiler territory. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks so much. All right, what was the question? What will you say? You're right. There are more important matters at hand. We'll settle this another time. Yeah, we got other shit to deal with. It basically is like give me the same answer twice in a different format.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises.
It can be super confusing. I was so excited to get to the end so I could just Google and read what everyone else had been talking about. Yeah, it's kind of how I feel right now. Like, I want to learn so much about this game, and I feel like everyone that's kind of watched me play or have joined the stream knows so much about this game and have been playing for years, whereas I've actually only been playing for maybe like 6 months, and even then I took a break after I beat Heaven's Ward, and I've been playing I play a little bit of Stormblood, and then I took a break, and I only have had my subscription for maybe about 2 or 3 weeks.
Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
I hope so, dude. You may inspire me to become a gunbreaker. Be all tanky and shit. To be a samurai or to be a gunbreaker.
Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
Oh shit. Especially a legatus. Or legatus.
Well, I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphinaud back in Dorma.
You love watching first playthroughs? I'm a big fan of it too, honestly. Even though thousands of hours and you forget and never learn some stuff, honestly. Yeah. I really do enjoy having the people here kind of explain things to me as I'm progressing, because it actually does really help the playthrough. Where's my dungeon, bro? Alphinaud is safely ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. Your healer is already done. There's nothing you can do. His soul is gone. I've spoken with the physician, and there are no outward signs of illness. Alphinaud is lost in sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. It seems that even the land of the Empire were not far enough away to escape the cursed voice. I share your frustration, Alize, I do. But Alphinaud is returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as scions, yours and your brothers both. Right, of course, there are arrangements to be made, a little time to make them. To business then, my lord. Now that we know Siryu's wall works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Ala Mhigo? You most certainly can. I promised we'll send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Pray be aware, however, that we will not arrive without delay, save for some few who boasted teleportation magics. The bulk of our forces must be transported by sea, and lengthy voyage for which smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Aldenod Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distance in the question, we are in a happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it is unlikely that our Eastern Aldenod friends will consent to any involvement in the military operations. But I am certain they will afford Alphinaud a berth aboard one of the vessels. I shall have a Sharingan accompany him every ilm of the way to the Rising Stone. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. Igiri, I will go ahead with our friend to Ala Mhigo and list all those capable of teleportation and put them to the disposal of Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. This is exactly what they'd hoped for. Listen, Alliance leaders will be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. True, and I love that the game is so lore-rich that can actually study? Absolutely. I've been going back and doing side quests while leveling other jobs for flavor and lore. Yeah, I'm really excited to do that kind of stuff too. Honestly, a paladin's coming next, guys. Once I'm done leveling my black mage,
Our supplies
I'm
of
gonna be
Black
playing a
Rose have been
paladin.
ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
See that you do.
This guy's super quiet.
Ah, yes, the infamous Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention. A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
Why is his eyes so fucking, like, yellow compared to, like, everybody else's? Is that, like, an Ascian trait or something?
How very noble of you.
To distract from the slog. How very noble of you.
Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
A silent agent of death. Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect. Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence. Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
They do something with the poison to fuck something up.
While you do what, precisely?
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
What's
I am
that?
well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire. You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise.
Oh, give me the goods. Let's hear it.
Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
I think that's the point of ensuing chaos into the world.
Truly so naive?
That was his goal, right? To instill chaos, so it only makes sense he would do it to his own people too.
You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
It was by design?
Yeah, obviously.
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed.
See, I called it. I'm keeping up a little bit.
Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way.
Shit, dude, he's gonna get shot again.
Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude.
I'll have to go back and check because I don't remember
I really
that
must
scene off the
thank
top of
you
my
for
head.
this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome. You dabbled in elegant cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the founding father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varis, like grandsire, like grandson, hey?
God, this guy's cool. He's funny. The Emperor died at the end of Passion Thinker long time ago. It was quite some time ago, yeah.
If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
You're something of a scientist. Is that a what do you want to call it? What are they called? Fucking, because you have your job classes, which is like your main class of champion that you can play, a role, I guess. But what do they call the other ones? Harvesting class, or what is it? It's not job class, it's something else. That got turned into a meme? You mean crafting or gathering? Yeah, it's just a crafting job or a gathering job. Okay, I thought there was a special name for it. Did you ever watch the Bully Maguires? If you haven't seen Bully Maguire and you love Spider-Man, you should watch those. Oh, what? You gonna cry? You gonna cry? This guy's wicked. He's got the crazy eyes like his nephew. Zenos. Parley on the front lines. What is this? We must leave now to convene with the Eorzean leaders. And it may be some time before I return to Doma. Hikaru, I leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste and join the Ala Mhigo forthwith. I just received word from Bliss. The Alliance has established a base camp near Ala Mhigo, northeast. Once we've arrived in the launches, we're to report the resistance officers stationed in Porta Pretoria, who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. It's like P. There's just too many P's too close together. Where are we? There you are. Something else I haven't used in this game is my fucking chocobo. I haven't used my chocobo once to like help assist me in fights and shit. I still don't know where to get Gishel greens. It must be the Zion party, I was told. To look out for, if you follow me, I'll take you directly to the Alliance headquarters. Oh. Give me that sweet cinematic. Well, you out-level open world quests while MSQing a lot. Yeah, totally. Be nice to still level it up, because I mean I'm gonna go back and play like or go back to getting a paladin, right, eventually, so I could just level it up then.
Welcome back, you two. Greetings, Lord Hien. Glad you could join us.
Fates alone? Yeah, absolutely.
Glad to be here. I would have come sooner, where our own defense is not in question, but I am pleased to report that our soldiers are assembling for deployment to Ala Mhigo as we speak.
We're grateful for your support. Thanks to the efforts of our allies, it won't be long before we've established defensive positions on this front as well.
We have some good news too. Alphinaud has come back to us. As for the bad news...
His soul was ripped out of his body.
So, Alphinaud won't wake up. Gaius van Baelsar is alive and hunting Ascians, and the Empire is planning to poison us all with toxic gas. Does that sound about right?
I think she's got the gist of it. Alphinaud soul. Oh, damn. That sounds like a title for our next YouTube video.
Ordinarily, any one of those things would have left me in shock. But the way things have been lately, it's all starting to seem pretty normal. Getting back to your report, are we sure this Black Rose is the weapon Maxima was talking about?
It fits the description. And it seems we have Alphinaud to thank for sparing us an early demonstration of its effectiveness. I have a feeling this won't be the last time his bravery in the Empire will serve us here in Eorzea.
Hells no.
The threat of an unknown weapon has had us all on edge. But now that we know what we're dealing with, we can take steps to defend against it. As for Gaius, I'm not sure what to think. Am I happy he's alive? Not in the slightest. Am I happy he's hunting Ascians? Aye, I'd have to say I am.
Hey man, I think he could be like the closest friend that Raubon could possibly have in this scenario. Those two are very, like, they're veterans, right?
Oh, speaking of Garleans you didn't expect to see, we have a tale of our own, as it happens. When we sent envoys to the Imperial army to request talks, they returned with the message that Varis Galvus would be attending.
Okay, cool. The current Emperor,
The Emperor
himself.
Well, Varis did sanction the Popularis peace mission. But knowing that an Ascian walks in his son's skin, I do not see how we can trust him or anyone from that nest of vipers.
The Alliance would proceed with negotiations regardless, if only to give ourselves more time to prepare. We do, however, require your cooperation.
Right. Yes. So, as a condition for the talks to go forward, the Empire has requested that a member of the Scions be present. There'll be a representative from each Alliance nation, of course, but I'm afraid we have to ask that you come along too.
So they can nuke us into oblivion. Imagine your granddad and your son are both Ascians, right? Your son's actually dead, and then your granddad. Oh, it would be his dad, would it not? Oh no, I guess grandsire. Yeah, okay, it is his grandsire. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that'd be kind of fucked.
Gods, Lise, you know how much I hate politics. But then, what choice do I have? Alphinaud and the others aren't going to do it.
Man, she is just in she's just stewing in self-loathing. Can't even say it. Self-loathing. There we go. I had to slow it down for myself because, oh god.
Very well. I shall attend as the Scion's representative.
You know, there's still one more Scion, right? It's like, actually, we don't need you. You can sit back.
In case you're wondering why I didn't ask you, the Empire also requested the presence of Eorzea's champion.
Yeah. Of course. I'll be there. I'm not fond of politics either. No, I'll be there. I don't really give... Politics keep it interesting, for sure.
That's settled then. We don't know what Varis means to bring to the table, or why he wants you there, but having you close at hand will make all the difference.
The meeting will take place on the border. Anticipating an early assault, we mean to position the bulk of our forces nearby.
Can I see a map, please? I want to see this plan laid out on paper.
Once you're ready, we can head out and join them.
Say a lot of words, but I need a visual. No, I didn't mean to talk to you, Rapon. Well, I don't suppose it's polite to keep the Emperor waiting too long, shall we? Oh shit, she's probably nervous because that's like somewhat really important to talk to. I like these two, man. I like their armor. Got the Red Ranger and the Blue Ranger. Looks like they've been doing some raiding as of late. The man himself. He's got some really pointy shoes. Those fucking shoulder pads are sweet. I don't like his helmet, but I like his fucking armor set.
Esteemed representatives of the Eorzean Alliance, on behalf of the Garlean Empire, I thank you for inviting me here today. As this parley was convened at your request, I invite you to speak first.
Very well, Your Radiance. I, Nanimo Ulnamo, 17th in the line of Ul, should be pleased to oblige you. As recent events in Ala Mhigo and Doma have made plain, the subjugation and exploitation of neighboring nations is not a sustainable policy. Should this day end in war, you may very well defeat us, but you will never extinguish the people's desire for freedom. Though it may not be in our lifetime, there will be another revolution, another war, and the cycle will continue.
But it won't be his problem at that point in time.
Doma has entered into a concord with the nations of Eorzea, a partnership wherein we recognize one another as equals. Garlemald could be afforded similar treatment. You need only set aside your ambitions and join us in paving a path towards peace.
Yeah, that's not gonna work out, little potato princess.
You will not win me over with sophistry, Your Grace. As you know only too well, this alliance lacks the strength to keep the peace within its own borders. Even now, your struggles with the Beastmen continue unabated.
Why is the Empire so strong? There's a lot of freaking different nations coming together.
You sow this fertile soil with the seeds of your differences and reap naught but discord and chaos for your trouble. Eorzea must be united under one leader, one purpose. I would offer you both and bring an end to your strife.
With all due respect, Your Radiance, the only thing that you offered the people of Ala Mhigo was fear and hopelessness.
The citizens of Doma can also attest to the meager arms of imperial rule. There is no purpose to be found in a life of oppression, each day more uncertain than the last.
Our people are willing to die for their freedom. A great many already have, and countless more will, if we don't put an end to this madness here and now.
Her hair's like freaking out right now. Garlean got a lot of people, forced military service and magitech. I can understand them like conquering a nation and forcing them into the military. And then the magitech, sure, they got science, but we've got mages, like, I mean, that kind of cancels itself out. I would like to see the vastness of the Empire, like, see what they actually have, because all we've seen so far is, like, throne rooms, And you know, the Emperor running around with a few people. Like, even when we were shooting down the wall, it wasn't like there was this massive military force. It just looked like it was just our forces blowing down the wall, but like nothing coming and shooting back at us other than a couple planes in Ala Mhigo. They were built by an Ascian mastermind. It is true. And they've had time to do it, like a long time, clearly. If that's his grandfather, it's like... Yeah, they definitely have had a long time to figure this shit out. But you think by then, if they had, these people would have been all taken over. Or at least I would assume they would have been if they're so powerful, right?
We brought order and stability to your lives. This madness and bloodshed is of your own making. You broke the peace, not Garlean.
But keep in mind, they are all like level 30 conjurers, arcanists, and thaumaturgians. Jobs are extremely rare. Yeah, see, that's something I'm not kind of aware of. Is like, I kind of figured that people could just be any of these things, right? But I did do the Black Mage storyline, so I can understand why mages are so small in numbers. Yeah, I know. That's a good way to put it. It's a really good way to put it, actually.
Peace. Order. You kill our peoples, despoil our lands, take everything that is ours. And what? You expect us to lick the boot that grinds our faces into the dirt?
I expect you to weigh the costs. To recognize that countless lives have been lost on both sides in pursuit of a greater good, and to not squander all we have achieved in a fit of petulance.
Well, I feel like they've been achieving quite a bit too. Look at them now.
Your Radiance. I fear I can personally attest to the dangers of pursuing one's vision with such righteous fervor. For 1,000 years, the Holy See of Ishgard waged war with dragons. A 1,000 years of sacrifice, of sorrow and hate, in which we bathed in the blood of friend and foe alike. Had it gone on any longer, we may well have drowned. Yet we have chosen to raise ourselves out of this bloody spiral, and have since made peace with our former enemy.
So I understand. No doubt the dragons were more receptive to your overtures in the wake of their leader's demise.
Defending cities and highly trained level 35 NPCs like archers and lancers around Gridania. But they only really got to take care of the level 5 ladybugs. Truth.
You speak of peace, yet use war to achieve it. Your father would not have bothered to obscure his intent with honeyed words. He understood that strength is all that matters in the end. Without his clarity of vision, I can but wonder what will become of Ishgard and her people.
Well, they seem to be doing okay right now.
There was a time when Garlean too lacked a leader of conviction. Weak and unable to wield magic, we were at the mercy of the strong from whom we sought refuge in the bitter cold of the north. Were it not for the discovery of ceruleum and the subsequent development of magitech, we might never have gained the power to take back that which was rightfully ours.
Isn't that what we're doing? Taking back our freedom, which is rightfully ours.
You speak as if your people were the first to have been driven from their homes. Limsa Lominsa was built by wayward souls in search of a place to call their own. On the shores of Vilbrand we found it. And from those humble beginnings did we grow and flourish. And all without robbing our neighbors of their liberty.
So saith the pirate. Am I to believe that you simply asked the kobolds to yield up their lands and that they were happy to oblige you? That you did not drive them out like rats in the hold of one of the many ships seized by your privateers?
Oh god, that now they're going on about fucking who... It was my land first. But no. Now it's my land. I'm sorry. We need it more. It's like, fuck. Surviving.
I will concede that after centuries of exile, reclamation may be mistaken for invasion. Nevertheless, it is not. And those who till stolen soil have no right to object when cast out in turn.
It's not like the kobolds can't come hang out at
Your
Limsa.
uncompromising nature rivals that of the Ixal. They too lament circumstances which they themselves perpetuate. Were they but to embrace peace, we would welcome them with open arms. Indeed, some few have done just that, and now receive of the Twelve's Wood's bounty. Would that your people might learn from their example.
You dare compare us to the Birdmen? You who thought to invoke the 12 and threaten all of creation?
I came here in the hope of finding some speck of common ground, but I see now these discussions will accomplish nothing.
Nope. So you're gonna fight me now?
Despite what you people may believe, I am not wont to choose the sword over the olive branch. 'Tis but a pity men are loath to accept one without first being shown the other.
Well, you've had a bad track record, dude. Maybe if you, like, were a better ruler.
Wait! I beg you. This meeting was supposed to be a chance to find a way forward together, not to bemoan the missteps which brought us here. Please. If you truly consider violence a last resort, there must be a way we can come to an agreement.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe not.
As Mistress Alisaie says, we did not come here to bicker over the past, but to discuss how we might strive towards a brighter future.
I feel like I've been through this conversation before. It's like, yeah, forget about all the misdeeds of the things that you've done in the past. Let's start looking ahead and thinking about it, you know, what we got right now. It just sounds familiar.
Emperor Varis, may I suggest a short recess, that all present might compose themselves prior to beginning anew?
Very well. I pray this intermission will suffice to move these talks in a more constructive direction.
He's like the only one who has come to this frickin' meeting looking like he's ready to fight. Jesus. And he's a big boy. He definitely eats his protein. Phew, this is really not my forte. After his Radiance's little performance, it was all I could do to not swear at him. I honestly don't know how I ended up playing the mediator. I just asked myself that Alphinaud would have, what Alphinaud would have done, tried best to do the same, and by some miracle it worked. But there really is no common ground to be found with that man, nor do I think he looked for any. So the question becomes, what did he come here to do, because you may be certain it wasn't to make peace. Whatever it is, I can't make it out. Not yet. At least, we do have little time before the parley is due to reconvene, though, so why not try to consulting our illustrious leader? Mayhap they have some insight to share. Okay, let's talk to Hien first. This parley has never was never likely to bring peace, but I had hoped to learn something of the Emperor Varis' relationship with the Ascians. As had we all, yet if he is in league with them, he is not like the volunteer for the fact, and if he is not, how much weaker would his position seem for their presence? If we are to broach the particular subject, we will need to be subtle. Would that I knew more of the man, if you would indulge. Me, Lord Hien, you received an imperial education, did you not? It is true that the Emperor's will is considered absolute. There is no higher authority in all of Garlean, nor else in the heavens. Come to that, veneration of the gods is forbidden, the only worship permitted being that of His Radiance's own person. That sounds suspicious, like religion itself. Ooh. I share your disdain for their hypocrisy. Even as they denigrate the idea of faith, they revere their leader with a fervor others reserved for the divine. 'Tis a flaw common to much of the doctrine they fed us, logical on the surface, perhaps though contradictory upon closer examination. I wonder if a discussion of the various discrepancies might prompt Varis to reveal something. It's a way about going. I'm going to have to make a choice in this conversation. I just have a feeling. I will say one thing for this Varis. He is well versed in Eorzean history. His interest is in our affairs is that of beast in its prey. A conqueror would know his enemy. All should know their enemies, yet there is much more and more we do not know of the Empire. I'm sure Varis would be happy to tell you more. Then it's up to us to change that here and now. I'm not too sure if that's the right answer, but I'm going to give it a shot. You'd have me ask the Emperor himself. Well, mayhap there is some wisdom in that. If we can skirt the storm of his displeasure, we may yet come to our answer, even if it does mean sailing close to the wind. So we're just going to straight up ask him what the fuck his deal is. 12 have mercy, but for the Lady Alize's timely interjection, we might well have come to blows at the negotiating table. It might have solved things a little quicker, I think. Not that the Emperor Varis left us a great many options. It's unconditional surrender, all he will accept, do you think? Here he arrived. I'd have said yes, but having heard him speak, I cannot help but think he came with some other end in mind. Exactly, he's building up to something, I know it. How then should we approach the rest of the parley? Have you anything to say, Warrior of Light? Invite Varis to explain himself. Say nothing of Zenos or the Ascians. You believe he is more apt to reveal the truth if we put him at ease? Or put him at his ease. Mayhap you are right. I don't know. Don't take my word for it. Everyone takes me so fucking seriously, but I have no fucking clue. I'm just as confused as the rest of them. You've spoken with everyone, then good. Now, all that remains is to wait for the pleasure of the Emperor and hope we fare better than at the second attempt. Now, what's going to happen is he's just going to take a gas bomb, throw it into the tent, and kill us all. And just walk away.
Now then, who would have the floor?
Before we resume, I wish to offer you an apology. After you graciously accepted our invitation to discuss an armistice, we have done naught but rebuke you at every opportunity. I believe I speak for all of us when I say we are deeply sorry for our discourtesy.
I'll admit your familiarity with our affairs surprised me, and served to remind me how little I know of yours.
I think all here can understand the desire to reclaim one's homeland. But why expand further? That is my question.
If I may, the answer can be found in the imperial doctrine they took great pains to impart to my people. Recognizing the threat icons posed to the world, Solus Zos Galvus decreed that they were to be eradicated. To this end, he began a campaign to unite all lands under the Garlean banner.
It's all a lie,
Or
compared
so
to what my
we
Twitch
thought.
chat says.
Yet the Emperor only reached the burn, the Baron said to have been laid waste by icons, after conquering all the lands that lay between. What is more, I am quite certain the practice of summoning was not nearly so widespread in the days before the Empire's founding.
When you put it like that, it all starts to sound like an excuse, doesn't it? But to distract from what? Why are you really waging this war?
All he has to do is be like, yeah, I don't need to answer that. No, they're not stupid.
Finally, you ask the right question. I can but hope you heed mine answer and at last accept the righteousness of our cause.
Okay, we'll see. I doubt it.
My goal is this: to return the world to the way it once was, the way it was always meant to be. In doing so, mankind will be made whole once more.
Kill everyone and leave the plants to do as they will.
No longer will we suffer from the dissension born of our differences. There will be but one race, a perfect race, as we were when time began.
What in Rolga's name are you talking about?
I am talking about the origins of this star, of the source and its 13 reflections. At the instant of the great sundering, 'twas not only the world that was shattered, but mankind itself. Thus were we divided into myriad races, each with its own unique imperfections.
Oh my goodness, my brain's gonna fucking explode with all the information I'm getting right now. So the world was shattered, the people were shattered with it. We got different races with different flaws. Just try to dumb it down and keep it simple.
That is why man looks upon his neighbor and feels fear and hatred, why he wages war, why he kills his brother. You all in your own way have proven as much today. The peace you seek is but a fleeting solution to a fundamental problem. One which calls for more drastic measures.
Everyone must die and the Garleans must survive.
To bring about everlasting peace, our worlds must be rejoined. That is the goal the Empire would see realized. The glorious future unto which we shall one day shepherd mankind.
It seems crazy. How are you supposed to do that?
A rejoining of worlds.
I have heard this tale of the source and its reflections before.
I'm getting confused because, like, I got the source. What is the source? Is that Hydaelyn? Is that the Black Crystal? Is that something else that they came from? Like, what the fuck's the source?
Are these not the self-same desires as the Ascians?
Yeah.
Emperor Varis, do not trust in their words. They will lead you to your doom. My father thought to use them, but in the end he succumbed to their temptations. He embraced summoning like so many other pawns before him. Do not tell us you mean to do the same.
We live on the source. There are 13 reflections. So the current world we're living on, or like these characters are living on, is the source, and then the reflections, are they identical versions of that specific source? They're just like mirror images, multiverse stuff. Yeah, that's the thing that Hydaelyn did, is split the world. I told you my head's exploding. Like, I'm trying to frickin' understand and absorb all this information while recalling information from previous conversations that we've had in this game. It is insane. Oh my goodness, man. It's a lot of info. Fucking rights it is. Jesus Christ.
To be a pawn, free from the burden of choice, would be a blessing.
I hope they do, so it can sink in, maybe.
But I forswore that privilege the day I learned that the Garlean Empire was built by the hand of an Ascian.
What?
Oh,
Yes.
Here we go.
My grandsire, the former emperor, is of their number. And who better to build an empire capable of bringing about the calamitous change we desire? Would you condemn me for this alliance? For bowing to the will of these shadowy masters, when the prize is true and lasting peace?
Yeah, they wear robes, man. You can't trust that. The void you've seen is... It mostly is Crystal Tower. All right, hang on. Let me read it from here. The void you've seen is mostly in Crystal Tower. Is one of those reflections. Okay. Oh. Yeah. And then it like corrupted what's his face. And then there was the memories of a female and a male. And what else happened in that? Like, we went in to go save someone, and then the guy stayed behind and shut the gates, I believe. Yeah. But I'm correct in what I'm saying, right? Like, the void, that's what you're referring to, is that, like, we had to fight that fucking boss, and yeah, it was like a pure dark. I think I know what you're talking about. That was a fucking cool thing. I do remember that. That was wicked. Your prize is a lie. Your master's demons. I will stop you and the Ascians no matter the cost. Your masters, demons. I will stop you and the Ascians no matter the cost. I'm just gonna go with this one.
I come not to conquer, but to liberate. To free man from the prison of divergence.
At what cost, though?
Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard.
Yeah, but then what's the point of us being here? We're fighting for now our survival, like, not just to survive, but to, like, just to exist. When it came to the Warriors of Darkness, we did something where they got erased or sent back to their world, did we not? Like, I don't know if we killed them permanently and completely erased them, or if, yeah, maybe they were sent back. I'm not sure. Can't remember. They died to come to this world. So just in coming to this world, they died? Did we not do something to cause them to die? Because they were able to exist in our world. Oh, wait. They died... fuck. They died in their world? To basically like a spirit transfer? And then we sent their spirits back with Minfilia's spirit to help their world. Right. Yeah, so it's like a spirit transfer. Yeah, okay, fuck. You can tell my gears are turning, right? It's fucking... Oh, boy. Imagine a world united. One perfect race beneath a single standard. It's funny because as I'm talking to you guys about this stuff, it's almost like you just know this shit, whereas I'm just like really trying to understand. I just watched someone do that patch tonight. It's fresh. Nice.
An army before whose might these servants of darkness and light would fly as leaves in a storm, never again to meddle in man's affairs. We would be the masters of our own fate.
Oh god, he's got the crazy eyes. Just like his fucking son.
I bid you join me.
He's got the crazy eyes.
Not as subjects of Garlemald, but of a new nation. And together we shall win freedom for ourselves and generations yet unborn.
This dude is really confident.
You want to trigger another half-dozen calamities? You can't be serious!
Have you forgotten how many died? There will be no one left.
Do you truly imagine we would aid you in your bloodletting?
It is unthinkable. Unconscionable.
This dude is ready to give, like, someone a hug and fucking stab him with his little fucking pointy end. I can just see it. Oh yeah, we're all ready to fucking kill him. Oh, we're all standing now. Uh-oh.
And what is the alternative?
This thing.
To be as cattle waiting for slaughter? I would have us work together that we might take fate into our own hands.
Into your hands, perhaps. But what of the other worlds, your radiance? With every calamity, you obliterate a star and every soul that dwells on it.
To the Ascians, we are all but tiny, momentary specks within an indifferent universe. We cannot hope to oppose them until we have been made whole once more.
The fuck, man? This is crazy, dude.
Are these truly the words of Garlemald's ruler? The flaws and foibles which you so abhor are what make us who we are. Every nation, even yours, Emperor Varis, is made whole through the combination of these imperfections, the strengths of one compensating for the weaknesses of another. While it is true that man succumbs all too often to anger and avarice, he may yet overcome his baser instincts through the forming of bonds with others, fostering community and cooperation.
Nanamo, you're being like, I like to play Lalafell, stop it. I'm not weird.
That the protector of an empire should not only reject these fundamental truths, but seek to change them at so dear a cost to life is indefensible.
Well, realistically, the Lalafell's imperfections are they can't reach things that are really high above them. But they've got the intellect to have such conversations that she can change the tide of this fucking debate.
Such a man is not fit to govern.
Her words are really wise for such a small little potato.
And you, warrior of light, would you refuse me as well?
Yeah, I don't know. If you throw some ice cream into this, maybe I'll come to your side. Or a bowl of milk. I cannot condone such a loss of life. We can defeat the Ascians as we are. I don't know about the Ascians if we could defeat them, but I definitely don't accept the fact that everyone must die for this stupid cause.
It would seem the Alliance is of one mind on this matter.
That hat is atrocious, dude. You should just take it off, you'd look way cooler.
You Eorzeans never cease to disappoint me.
Aww. The Emperor didn't get his way, so he's sad.
I suppose I have only myself to blame for expecting more from savages.
I don't know. We weren't standing there with our eyes bugging out of our head.
I bid you make ready for our next meeting. It will not be at the negotiating table.
She had to run a little bit to keep up with everybody. That was an intense freaking conversation. 100%.